Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing one that you can't buy, but which has come my way by means of our friends at Bulgari, and I thought I would share it just because, well, cool watch. Do we need a reason? So this watch is the Bulgari Octo Finissimo Skeleton in titanium with a fully open-worked caliber BVL 128 manual wind in-house caliber. This is a watch that probably establishes the standard for a modern haute de gamme manual wind skeleton watch. Beautifully rendered, there are dozens of facets on the exterior of the 40mm media blasted titanium case. It's only 4.88 millimeters thick, so sub 5, with a movement that is itself 2.35 millimeters thick, and from lug to lug it is a very wearable 45.6 millimeters. You can see that the watch in every respect is designed almost like a second skin. That's how thin it is. Here's my pinky finger. My pinky finger is about 3 to 4 times as thick as the watch. When I wear the watch on my wrist, I feel almost like I'm wearing one of those paper augmented reality bases onto which you can project various watches. But no, this is the real thing. It disappears. When strapped down, it sits even lower on the wrist than 4.88 millimeters. There is no dress cuff or sleeve in the world that could hang up on this, and you'll note that the strap is built in the image of the case, first completely integrated. The two flow into one with no daylight showing between them, and the strap is bonded, which is to say the alligator leather on the top is fixed with adhesives to the calf skin on the bottom, meaning that there is no stitch to add thickness or bulk. The profile is seamless. It's nicely complemented by a Bulgari media blasted titanium buckle because low profile and lightweight naturally. Now the case is fantastic. Obviously the Octo design was inherited from the great Gerald Genta manufacturer, which Bulgari purchased in the year 2000, but Bulgari truly has made it its own, reframing the shape and its contours, its layers, its facets, and its creases in terms of Italian couture and architecture, and frankly, those descriptions work well. Now you can see the contrast between the angles of the case flanks and the rounded form of the crystal in the bezel, and then there's a geometry to the minute track inboard of the bezel, where you can see the minute track traced by these ethereal, rhodium-plated, skeletonized, Dauphine-style hands. You can see the balance, which beats away at 4 Hertz, a modern 28,800 vibration per hour beat rate, small seconds at what would conventionally be about 730 on the dial, and then a very discreet indicateur reserve de marche, a power reserve scale for this manually wound caliber. You can see open wrought entirely, not just the dial, but also the mainspring barrel. You can see the power reserve scale sliding towards its end, and everything about the BVL 128 SK movement essentially doubles as the dial. The plates, the bridges, the structures, the wheels, turn it over and the party continues. You can see a full balance bridge, which is impressive both because it adds rigidity to the movement as a whole and because it gives the movement just a little bit of a hale and hearty mechanical profile, better able to resist bumps, disruptions, and vibrations on the wrist. Now you can see all of the bridges and plates are open wrought and hand finished, which means that every edge features a rounded and polished bevel, true traditional anglage. All of the wheels feature special graining. The screw heads are all polished with chamfered slots. It is exquisitely executed, and despite the fact that the entirety is only about as thick as a couple of dimes stacked, and by a couple I mean literally 2 or 3, you can see that this is a 3 ATM water-resistant watch, so it's a real-world timepiece, rugged enough that if you were to wear it like a dress watch, it wouldn't in any way behave the prima donna as so many ultra-thin pieces have in the past. Bulgari made this an everyday watch that disappears on your wrist and which may leave you shooting furtive and panicked glances at your wrist, thinking that you've lost it in the course of the day. It does have that almost not there sensation about it on the arm, but what an execution. The manual wind caliber BVL 128 was impressive enough in its 5mm thick case, but this, taken a step further, completely evacuated. It's almost a watch propelled by a spider web of metal and mechanism. Absolutely gorgeous. And with a 65-hour power reserve, it even has an impressive autonomy between windings. Small details count too. Note the faceted and polished ceramic insert in the double-knurled titanium crown, which I should mention is a pleasure to use inasmuch as you can actually watch the keyless works adjacent to the crown engaging and disengaging as you withdraw and replant the crown. This is one of the best executions in the world of Ultra Slim that I have seen. This gives Jaeger-LeCoultre and Piaget a run for their money. Guys, balls in your court, industry. Are you ready to respond? Bulgari has arrived, and they've done it in slim style. You can see our entire collection of Bulgari watches on our website. And once again, I'd like to thank Bulgari for giving me access to this one. You can't buy it just yet on the watch box. But again, click the card in the upper right-hand corner to see when you can. Take care, be well, and you never know.